I'm going to start this review the way I usually do when I'm faced with a new guitar that's getting a lot of buzz but also a lot of hesitation from folks. I'll walk through the questions that keep people up at night. Will this actually sound the way I need it to? Will I be getting my money's worth? What will I regret if I buy the wrong thing? If you want to check the product details on Amazon, the link is in the description. The PRS SE Hollowbody standard in the dog hair Smokeburst finish is marketed as a hybrid that tries to give you the warmth of a hollow body with the punch of a solid body. That promise sounds great, but it also means you have to decide whether the particular blend of resonance and sustain fits the style you live and breathe. I've spent the last few weeks digging through forum threads, watching demo videos, and even testing a similar PRS Hollowbody on a friend's stage setup to see how it behaves when you're plugging into a small PA for a coffeehouse gig versus when you're cranking through a solid-state amp for a rock set. What you'll hear here is why that best of both worlds claim can be a real advantage for some players and a mild disappointment for others. First off, the most obvious thing about a Hollowbody is the way it reacts when you pick a chord. The all-mahogany construction gives the instrument a natural warmth that you normally only get from higher-priced boutique models. In a small room setting, the body seems to breathe. Single-note lines have a rounded, slightly vocal quality that sits nicely under a clean amp tone. I tried it on a Fender Blues Junior 15 and the notes didn't get lost the way a typical solid body can when you pull back the volume for a clean tone solo. That's an immediate win for anyone who plays jazz, blues, or even indie folk where that airy character adds texture without having to add pedals. But here's where the hybrid design becomes a trade-off. The PRS SE Hollowbody standard uses custom PRS 5815 LTS pickups, basically a humbucker that's voiced for a more vintage, lower output feel. On an amp that loves to be driven, like a Marshall stack, the guitar still held its own, but you'll notice that the high-gain saturation isn't as tight as a traditional solid-body humbucker. The sustain is decent, thanks to the solid-body brain of the design, but when you push the volume past 8 on the amp, the note decay starts to become a bit woolly. For players who rely on screaming leads or modern metal tones, this could be a red flag. The guitar isn't built to dominate a heavy riff environment, it's built to complement it. If you're wondering about the practical side of owning this guitar, like how it feels under the strap during a full set, the weight is fairly balanced. The Hollowbody reduces the overall heft compared to a comparable solid body PRS SE, so you won't be fighting fatigue after an hour of playing standing up. The neck is a standard PRS profile, which most of the community describes as comfortable for both chordal work and faster single-note runs, especially because the mahogany neck offers a slight give that makes bending feel natural. The only place I saw a potential gripe is the cutaway. While it's wide enough for upper fret access, the edge of the cutaway can snag a strap button if you have a particularly thick strap, something I've seen a few players mention casually on Reddit. Now let's talk about who should actually consider spending their money on this model. If you're a player who splits your time between intimate venues, home recording, or small band gigs, the resonant tone and lighter weight will likely earn you daily gratitude. It's also a solid option for someone who wants a versatile instrument that can handle clean jazz chords, warm blues licks, and even a bit of crunchy rock without swapping guitars. The included hardshell case adds genuine value. Most guitars in this price range either ship with a soft gig bag or no case at all, so you're getting a protective solution right out of the box, which is a nice safety net for traveling giggers. On the flip side, if your primary gig is a high-gain metal set or you play in a band where you need a guitar that can sit front and center in a wall of distortion, you might find yourself reaching for an axe with hotter pickups or a tighter, denser body. The Hollowbody resonance can sometimes become a source of feedback at high volumes, especially on stage where monitor mics are close. I tested the guitar on a 15-watt combo at 11 on the volume knob in a brick wall rehearsal space, and while I could keep things manageable with a simple anti-feedback pedal, it still required you to dial in the amp's EQ a bit more carefully than you would with a fully solid body. The risk of unwanted howls isn't a deal-breaker, but it is an extra step you need to accept. Another practical point, the dog hair Smokeburst finish is striking.